we are going to close this conference today. It's a pleasure for me to invite here Benito Guerra, which is the president of Robur.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming, and especially thank you for staying until the end, for your commitment. 20 years ago, there were only few people who were talking about a rational use of energy, and there were even fewer people who used this topic as their core business. Few innovators were then taking the first few steps towards environmental sustainability. It was 1991, and Robur at that time had 35 years of good experience and good economics in stock, characterized by its strong innovation capacity and ability, and by the certainty that the combination between a rational use of energy and environmental impact, this combination were a strategic, a good combination on the long term. For our company, it was necessary to make an important and also courageous choice. Robur at that time acquired a company in the United States based in Evansville, Indiana, a company that worked in the field of air conditioning and produced gas-fired absorption chillers. A few years later, we perceived that the potential of this technology, that was then applied only to air conditioning, was still underestimated and underused. The absorption cycle could be applied with more benefits in the field of heating, where the efficiency potential was much higher than for any other system. Sharing this intuition that we had, the DOE, the American Department of Energy, funded a project from 1997 to 1999 for the study aimed at developing a gas absorption heat pump for the field of heating. In 2004, Robur was the first company worldwide to present these pumps and to start manufacturing them. Between 2000 and 2004, we worked with Gaz de France. We started negotiating. Gaz de France proved that after first product for the light commercial market, it was crucial to start thinking of a smaller product for domestic use. And they were right, they were forerunners, because what we are talking now is exactly what Gaz de France perceived to be important at the beginning of the last century, at the beginning of the 2000. So Gaz de France helped us first to convince us and then to develop this line of product. Being true to this innovation turned out to be a winning choice, and the results today are quite satisfactory. The quantities of manufactured products confirm this, despite the fact that the more an innovation is disrupted, the longer it takes to take hold on the market to be successful. We have a huge amount, an infinite amount of energy in the air, in the ground, in the soil, and in the water. Robur decided to leverage these natural resources that were immediately available. We started with the heating in the light commercial sector. As of today, more than 6,000 heat pumps are being used, and they use more than 1/3 of renewable energy. This corresponds to saving 9,600 oil equivalent, tons of oil equivalent, and they avoid the emission of more than 25,000 tons of CO2 every year. This corresponds to the quantity of CO2 which is absorbed by more than 3.5 million trees. That's a big reason for pride for us. In other words, when absorption heat pumps are used also in the residential market, every household will be able to avoid the emission of a quantity of CO2 that equals the quantity of CO2 produced by their car. The application of the absorption cycle in the field of residential heating will bring about huge savings in economic terms, also for the end users. As of today, the investment is the smallest among all systems using renewable energies. In addition to this, you can immediately cut the heating cost by 1/3. In Europe, using gas doesn't require any additional investment, thanks to the existing infrastructure, which is good. We should not neglect the fact that the residential market is at least 10 times bigger than the light commercial market. For over 20 years, I've been convinced of the importance of this technology in terms of contribution on a world scale to improving rational use of energy and environmental sustainability. That's why I would like to share with you the joy and pride for this day, for today's meeting. Together we started an ambitious project. Once finished, it will lead to the official entry of a new technology in the field of residential heating. It will be a historical turning point. I'm sure you can easily understand how much the Heat for You project is rewarding for me as an entrepreneur, but even more so as a citizen and as a man. We live in a time that calls us to embrace bigger challenges and look at broader visions. We can build together a story whose plot is not only about business, but also about ethical view of labor, social responsibility for the benefit of society as a whole. So thank you for your participation, thank you for coming, and thank you for committing yourselves. Since you're going to shape opinions and synergies, you will certainly contribute to paving the way to this extraordinary innovation. Thank you very much.